Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm Platter Review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. Eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I am rather excited for this one, even though I can't read most of it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, yeah, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck, I'm wearing grody work clothes. That means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. Not the case today. Not the case at all. I actually went over there. I got this particular item, I'm going to say maybe like 2 weeks ago or so. I went over there and made a stop out to a mall. Yes, malls still exist, even though they're getting rarer and rarer every year. But I went out to a mall, and I believe I got this from an FYE, which, if you're unaware, FYE, they're like a media resale kind of place. CDs, DVDs, all that stuff. But the one in this particular mall has mostly shifted to basically catering to like anime fans and import fans. So they always have some fun items. And while I was looking around, they had this, that, and the other thing. Most of it was, other stuff I'd already tried or I just wasn't that interested. But I did run into one thing where I was like, yeah, no, I need to try that. Because, folks, what am I reviewing for you today? What are we doing here? Boom, it's Red Bull from a fancy land. Woo! Let's get a thing for you. Thank you. Ha 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 ha. Maybe a little ha ha ha. So yeah, man, it's zero sugar Red Bull. It is mixed fruit flavor. Now I have to admit, going into this, I really wanted this to just be pineapple flavor because that's pineapple. That's a pineapple. I didn't see the orange. Now I don't know if it's only pineapple and orange. Technically, that's two fruits that are mixed together, if that's the case, but I would assume mixed means more than that. But, folks, y'all know how much I love pineapple. I'm a pineapple slut. I'm proudly so. I don't know. I like pineapple so much. I have an entire playlist called the Pineapple Playlist, which is just for pineapple-related stuff. Depending on how this tastes, will depend on if it ends up in that playlist or not. Oh, and by the way, this is from China, so most of the words on it, like I said, I can't read a damn thing. Let's give it a go. Open it up. Ooh, very, very fragrant. I was expecting a stronger pineapple smell. There's something there. Kind of a general tropical smell. All right. Um, well, there is definitely a pineapple aspect to it. Enough that I think I feel secure in going over there and adding this to the pineapple playlist. I'm going to go ahead and tag it in there because there's definitely a noticeable pineapple smell or pineapple taste. Problem is, whatever the fuck else is in there is just kind of weird. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was just pineapple and orange. Honestly. And pineapple and orange work great together. It's a, really good pairing. Problem is, in this instance, they really didn't do a great job of capturing the best elements of both of them. Because the nice thing about both of them, they're very similar in kind of what they're doing. They're sweet, but they're also acidic, so you get like, these nice kind of contrasting flavors. And then, it's got a weird aftertaste. Then with the pineapple, it's got that nice bite to it. So it's like it's definitely very artificially flavored. It's very much just kind of a blended pineapple orange flavor, but without any of the meat behind it. There's really not a lot of oomph. There's no kick to it. It's just very, yeah. Like there's the slightest tanginess to it. A little bit of a kind of orange citrus hit. Yeah, I have to, I was excited for this one. I really wanted this one to be good. Now, to be fair, it also has the, somewhat disadvantage of the zero sugar being part of it. And I think that's where the aftertaste comes in. I don't even know that I've ever had a zero sugar Red Bull of any kind. Maybe, but I couldn't think of one. The thing is, when it comes to Red Bull, I'm not the biggest Red Bull guy. It's fine, and some of the flavors I do genuinely like. I've reviewed a bunch of them. Go watch those videos. But it's not a go-to energy drink for me, typically. Really does depend on the flavor. With the zero sugar aspect added to that equation, yeah, man, I don't know how much I'm into it. Because I think the zero sugar is that aftertaste, and it's not hugely abrasive while you're drinking it, though it is noticeable. But once that like artificial fruit flavor dies down and you're just kind of left with whatever that sweetener flavor is, yeah, that's I mean, I will say this, for it being a zero sugar drink, whatever they sweetened it with, it does taste sweet still. Yeah, that zero sugar aspect really does kind of hurt it quite a bit. It's, I don't think this was ever going to be like an outright winner for me, because I think that the pineapple and the orange flavor, I don't think it has the proper oomph, and I don't know that having normal sugar would have really gone over there and really played that big a role in that. But by also having that zero sugar in there, like I said, you get that little bit of an aftertaste, and that's not great. I don't hate it by any means, but I don't love it as much as I was hoping I would. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Now, barring the fact that it's an import item, and so, I'm not gonna buy it almost anyway. It's pretty rare when I rebuy an import item because you are paying for that import. You're getting upcharged on it for sure. But even if, let's say they brought it out as an American product, I could just get it at a 7-Eleven. I'd be interested to try our version of it, see if they changed anything. But if it was just point for point, no, I wouldn't get it again. There are flavors of Red Bull that I do enjoy. This one I didn't hate, but that's not the same as enjoying. I think it could be good. I think it could be really good. I think the flavors at play are, they work. But I just feel like they're kind of muted and artificial. And then, like I said, just that zero sugar aspect. Well, not terrible. It's enough to weigh it down where I don't want anything to do with it again. If I'm recommending it, I mean, and it is that thing of like, okay, well, am I recommending it as an import item or just by itself? I think if you're like me, where like you like going to import stores and trying out, exotic snacks and stuff like that, I mean, it's worth. I'm gonna go with no. I think that while it's not bad or anything like that, I don't think it's anything spectacular enough to really go in on. I genuinely think that there's flavors, even just here in America, that are just on store shelves that are better and even a little bit more interesting than this one. Just better put together. But let's say you're not, let's say you're like in China, I mean, I don't think I have much, if any, Chinese audience. If I do, hello, China people. Or, maybe, somewhere else in the Asian region. I don't know how far this stuff spreads over there. Yeah, sure, I guess, if you can get it for relatively cheap, it's not horrible, but I don't particularly like it very much. I think they could have done a lot more with the flavors at play. That's really kind of what it comes down to for me. It's just disappointing. Maybe with a full sugar version, but 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, spend this rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly pineapple-tastic rest of your life, because when it's pineapple, folks, it's always pineapple-tastic. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But What you do if you can't do all the time? I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be really stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we're dealing with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you have a favorite flavor of Red Bull, right? They got like a whole shitload of them these days. They got the cinnamon pear one I like quite a bit, and then they had the Juneberry ones that actually, it started out as being one of their seasonal ones, and now it's part of the rotation. That's good on it. I reviewed those, by the way. Go watch those. There's even a coconut one, which I have never tried because the idea of coconut and Red Bull is just absolutely repulsive to me. Maybe I'll review it one day, folks. Let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Be like, hashtag Brandon review the damn coconut Red Bull. And I'll just go over there and you'll just watch a, roughly 12 or so minute long video of me just weeping while I tried what I'm certain is probably an awful, awful, awful drink. But whatever flavor of Red Bull you happen to particularly enjoy, I hope that you get to enjoy it responsibly and, use it as needed. Anyway, bye.